How about now?
Yep, that works. That works a lot.
Do you need to do the clacker again?
No, don't worry about it.
Hey Matt, you remember when you did that stupid thing with the mic? I got a better one. Whoa, that was bad.
Well, I didn't use a microphone. It was just a bullhorn.
What's wrong with my bullhorn?
Let's see if we get this thing a little louder.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Not So Roundtable.
Hello.
It's just George and I today. No special guest. And George's bullhorn. So you guys know how we do it here. We take questions from previous videos. Those go into our helm of reasoning, and then we do our best to answer them. So I guess we'll start off today. But first, George, you have to make a shout out to somebody, right?
Yeah, I guess some kid on Facebook doesn't believe my Facebook is real.
Meaning, like, they don't believe that it's you?
Yeah.
You know, I get that question all the time.
Did you make a Facebook?
All right, I'm gonna put this thing down for a second. Did you make a Facebook post that was fake?
No, like they just, I think they automatically assume that because that we have, the Evike George and the Evike Matt Facebook pages.
Okay, Jackson Butler and Brandon Edwards, this is your shout out. You are awesome. I don't know why you're awesome.
And he's real. And his Facebook page is real. There you go. All right, let's get right into the questions then. First question of the day from Trevor Johnson. Hello to those of you that are at the Not So Round Table. Do you ever worry about your motor/wiring being damaged while playing when it is wet or raining outside during an outdoor game? I've thought about putting a plate on the bottom with no ventilation slots, but do not want to overheat my motor.
Like below the motor grip is what it's referring to?
Yeah, to keep water out of the internals.
I think that's probably as safe as any other part of the gun, to be honest with you. I mean,
the nice thing about the vents is because they're facing downward, it's not terribly easy for water to come back in underneath, especially if you're just dealing with, like, rain. You are correct in assuming that it would be counterproductive to put a solid plate on the bottom. There's a reason those plates on the bottom are vented, and it is to ventilate the motor and make sure that they don't overheat. Because, as you know, enough semi-pull triggers in quick succession heats up the motor awfully quickly. Yeah, so keeping it ventilated is important. And not to mention, because it's basically a sealed compartment, you don't really have to worry about water anyway. I mean, we put it underwater and fired it, and it worked just fine. It shocked me, but it worked.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be playing in drenching rain, it's something to be aware of. Maybe don't hold your gun upside down or be careful where you're holding your gun. I don't know.
Don't gangster fire.
No gangster firing.
Yeah.
But, or a Born Ultimatum or whatever that.
Yeah, there you go. That's, what is that? At the beginning of Identity, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or no, the end of Identity.
I don't know.
When he's in the room and he grabs
that would be a really good myth for Mythbusters, though. Because, like,
could it be fired upside down?
It could be.
Well,
but
even
firing it with your pinky, how accurate could you really be?
Well, a revolver, if you pulled that trigger, it's going to rip your pinky off.
It was like some 9mm gun or something like that. Okay. Something really small.
Of course it was.
Whatever. It looked cool.
It's Jason Bourne. Don't question his abilities. Matt Damon.
I was going to say, you beat me to it. Austin Maltezo. What is your opinion on the ACA? I think it's awesome, and I hope it expands and becomes bigger, and even creates different styles along with a regular league.
I really liked when the ACA first started. I think we were all kind of wondering, well, how is this going to work? Because, how are you going to regulate the teams, and how are you going to get everybody involved, and how are you going to make sure everybody follows the rules? Because that's the big thing about tournament play for Airsoft is because there's no real official way of marking people or having it's all based on honor, and if a team really wants to win, there's really nothing to prevent them from cheating. But then, after talking to the guys that run the ACA, when Dave was explaining, the whole process to me, they're not only do they have a large amount of referees, but if you're caught cheating or if you're suspected of cheating in a game, one of the great ways they use to kind of regulate the ACA was to allow for negative votes to be posted on that team's page. So the more negative votes you got, the less opportunities you'd have to compete.
Yeah.
And so you'd want to keep your standing.
Yeah, your honor rating.
Your honor rating
up
really high. So after talking to them about that, I really like the way the ACA is run, and I think it's a creative and unique way to make a tournament style or competitive style gameplay out of Airsoft.
Sorry, my Red Bull can spilled.
Oh God.
It didn't spill; it was empty. But,
Oh.
yeah, anyway,
What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I went to I watched the final of the first year or whatever they had it, and it seemed like it was pretty successful. I like that, some players are really intense, and it does bridge the gap. Not everybody's into like the hardcore milsim side of Airsoft, and some people want to kind of bridge the gap a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think some people almost want that like video game competitiveness feel to it, which I understand.
Which is why, when they had that
it's
whole
kind of a
Team
good bridge.
Fortress
It's almost like it's a bridge between the two, and it allows the advanced players to go play regular Airsoft versus the advanced players going to milsim games because maybe they don't like doing those big games because it's just everybody has their not everybody enjoys.
Well, it's a huge time and financial investment. I mean,
Well, not everybody enjoys those big games either. Some people feel like they don't get to do enough, or they're just walking around too much. Some people just want to sling BBs, and if they want to do that, then that's kind of what it was designed for. And it was, it was intense. It was fun to watch. It was just as exciting as maybe paintball was when it was first on the scene in terms of like the competitive aspects. So.
And anytime you can take a hobby or a sport that you love and then put a creative, competitive environment with it and the chance to win a trophy, I'm all for it. Except, we probably wouldn't win.
You're all cheaters.
That's not true. Overkill Luke says, "Hey, insert cool looking flash hider or mock suppressor. Is it tactical superiority or plain looks?"
Well, obviously, in the real world, a flash hider or a muzzle brake will make your gun perform differently, which is why they exist. Each muzzle brake engineering is kind of actually really crazy.
There's a lot that goes into it.
There's a lot that goes into it, and it's really crazy what you kind of do sometimes. So that being said, it serves a purpose there. In Airsoft,
it's all
looks.
Yeah.
The only maybe if you put like a mock suppressor versus like a Noveski, whatever those are called, I mean that'll either decrease or increase the noise level, but it will not give you a performance boost or anything like that.
It's difficult to give an opinion on the effectiveness of mock suppressors because we are, as a company, are located in California, and California has very strict regulations on suppressors, and mock suppressors also fall into that bracket. If they have any sort of quieting capabilities, you're not allowed to have them.
It's like 1 decibel, right?
Yeah, within 1 decibel, any change of a decibel can be construed as a suppression device, and so having mock suppressors and kind of silencers, if you will, that actually do quiet down the gun,
are frowned upon.
We can't have here.
Yeah.
But talking about worldwide, they're really cool. I mean, I've seen guys with especially with like Polar Stars. And guns that are almost all gas powered, they really can do a lot for quieting down, especially if you're talking about sniper rifles and you really want to quiet down the signature of your Springer or gas powered sniper rifle. They're extremely effective. I wish we could use them here, but you can also use them to put a real long barrel in your gun, an inner barrel. It gives you a great way to hide it.
That's one thing I like about it is it almost, when you have, like, for example, if you have a whole bunch of M4s that are the same brand, it's really easy to swap, I could put a 455 inner barrel into an M4, put that extra little barrel length on there, and that kind of helps for outdoor games, stuff like that. So if you have these extra barrels laying around, you're like, oh, I can't fit this in this gun, you can kind of make use out of it.
There you go.
NEPA Airsoft, shell ejecting shotgun, rifle, and pistols. Your thoughts on use in Airsoft? Worth the cost or risk losing the shells? This is a good question. We got some products coming in or already been out. There's a few out there in terms.
There's some things.
There's some
things
that we've been seeing, and we
cool.
That we can't even show you
it's
on camera
here,
yet.
I won't.
We can't really show it to you right now.
Just know that it's right here next.
It's
to me.
right there.
It's literally on the ground. I can't show you.
Yeah. So I mean. It's kind of like the same. I mean, you obviously with a real gun, you don't really care about the brass or the unless you save the brass, which are some people. But for Airsoft, you want to keep the shells. So what you can always do is get a brass catch, which are very popular for those kind of people anyway.
It's basically a metal wire frame with a net.
Yeah.
It looks like a fish tank net almost. And it catches your brass or your shells.
I think the only thing I've so far seen them work for that are really kind of cool is the shotguns. I think for the pistols and the AEGs and sniper rifles, it's kind of a gimmick. For the shotguns, it's actually kind of cool because, I don't know.
For me, it's kind of the similar argument of, do I take my gas blowback gun to a full AEG game?
Yeah.
It becomes more fun when you're playing against other gas blowback players, because then you're all shooting semi-out, or you're all saving your shots, you're all using similar designs.
Yeah.
In the same fashion, I really like the shell ejecting pistols and shotguns, and even some of the rifles. They're really cool, but it's one of those things that, I'd rather kind of use them all with other players that are using shell ejecting stuff, so that way everybody's equally concerned with finding each other's shells. If I've got an M4 and I see somebody's shotgun shell laying on the ground, I'm going to pick that up and give that back to whoever lost it, because I would want somebody to do the same thing for me.
Yeah, how many grenades have we lost over the years?
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's why we have to keep track of our Thunderbees.
Whose turn was it?
That was...
I read that one.
You read that one. Okay. All right.
Going pretty good pace today.
Yeah. Teeters McGee. That's a very cool name.
Funny name for the day.
All right. Hello to all at the Not So Roundtable. Another of my many questions. I'm a lefty, and although it's not a huge deal in Airsoft, what do you think would be the best style gun for left-hand shooters? Parenthesis, AK, AR platform, SCAR, etc. AR platform, I'm sure you mean AR-15, because technically they're all assault rifles. I make that mistake all the time.
Yeah.
I was corrected recently. AR refers to all assault rifles. AR-15
is the specific
refers to a specific frame model.
Well, you have several options. Let's cross off the guns that probably are not left-handed friendly. AK. A stock M4. And
MP5. Oh no,
MP5.
No, they're dual.
MP5
Okay.
is, and then there is an M4. Some of the Knights Armament stuff that has a lot of flip over, changeover. And I mean, there is an employee who used to work here a long time ago, a friend of mine. He was in the military, and he's a left-handed shooter. And honestly, I've seen him how he manipulates an M4 before, both in airsoft gas guns and real steel. And once you get trained in it, once you get used to it, it's totally usable. You just have to know that you have to do different operations to...
Right, so instead of selecting with your thumb, you might select with your...
Yeah, exactly. So you're
forefinger.
kind of... And then there are guns out there that are making it more friendly for left-handed shooters, if you're interested in the AR platform. If you're interested in something that's fully ambidextrous, I mean, in terms of an AR platform stuff, my phone's blowing up right now. There is an option such as the SCAR.
Well, you got... Okay, so SCAR, G36...
MP5.
Both the G3, the MP5,
pretty much all HK guns.
the P90,
P90,
the Tavor, the other
infield, AUG is
yeah.
Sorry, somebody's calling me.
There, you have a huge amount of options. You're not necessarily stuck with M4s.
Yeah, you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And
the Masada.
The Masada is a great option. I mean, that's probably, in terms of the AR platform stuff, besides the SCAR, probably or not AR M4 based platform besides the SCAR is probably one of your best options.
Yeah,
we talked about that a little too long.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That's okay. My phone threw you off.
Yeah, well, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff this week, so when my phone rings, I have to be like, "Is it important?" It wasn't. Bridges Bomber Films. I think we've had this guy ask a question before.
Okay.
It sounds familiar. Is it bad to have your inner barrel stick out?
No. Yes.
It's bad for looks if that's what you're concerned
Coming from
about.
a guy whose inner barrel sticks out of the bird cage, it does. Well, no, mine sticks into the bird. You can see it. It doesn't stick out to the point where I could contact it into a wall.
But you can see you can see it through the cage.
You don't want it to stick out to the point that if you hit a wall, you're going to
it.
mar the front of it, and
Yeah.
then BBs won't come out.
It's not bad, but figure out a way to make your barrel fit in your barrel.
That's why they have mock suppressors and longer flash hiders.
Or barrel extensions.
Or barrel extensions. It's even better. Imagine like an M4 with like a 455 that you've got barrel extension, just like three.
Wouldn't need to be that long. I mean, it'd just be representing
I just think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. I mean, if it was, I was like about to say if it was a mid-length, but that doesn't make any sense. That just changes the gas block.
Philip Nessie, dear Insert, what's the best call sign you've ever witnessed? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go with Todd's maybe.
That one's good.
That one's pretty good. Yeah, my friend Todd's is called his nickname because of what his last name was T-Hawk, and then when he started playing with the guys who are on my team now, who we've been friends now for a long time, but when he first started playing with them, we were kind of introduced to them. They're like, no, we're not calling you that. We're calling you Teabag, and that just kind of stuck, and it's just kind of funny. I mean, he's in no way relation to the Teabaggers organization or the Tea Party. There we go. Wow.
I feel like Airsoft teams always have the funniest ones. Like individuals.
Yeah, individuals not so much.
But teams will always give call signs to their teammates that just suck.
If we have some really funny ones. I mean, we have Mexican Brandon and White Brandon. We
had a teammate that was so Oliver was Ramrod.
That's pretty good
because he'd run up behind you on the airsoft.
Yeah, and it's always because of the story.
And then Nam was Twinkie. He's an Asian guy. He's a white kid in an Asian guy's body.
Twinkie, and then there was another. I mean, we have one person. Ryan's name is AK Kid. I can't imagine what guns he likes to use.
Does he use AKs?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
I think he had an M4 once. He won it at one of the
really?
at Lion Claws, and then he had to get rid of it. He was like, I'm just gonna sell it on eBay because he didn't want it. What was he gonna do with it? So
give it to a less fortunate airsoft.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much comes. I mean, I mean we have some funny ones, but I think those are.
What's the Russians' call sign?
The Russian
from John Lew's events.
Igor?
Yeah. Does he have a call sign?
I don't know. I just call him Igor.
Igor Dobrov. All right.
We were on that question for a while, but that was fun. We could go into some expletive. Hold on, we could go into some call signs we've assigned for
we've
games.
Seen some
expletive ones. Use your imagination, but we called the Humvee something once.
Shade's other call sign is the Night Terror. It was originally the Wet Dream. Damn it! I couldn't do it. Okay. Why do I break? I always break.
Stop it. Okay. Trenton Bornhagen. Hey guys, big fan. What is your worst injury you have had/witnessed?
Say that again.
What is the worst injury you have had or witnessed? Luckily, I haven't had many airsoft injuries, but I've had a lot of other injuries.
We've been able to witness that one at Lion Claw, though.
The guy who
jumped out the...
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know the
I didn't see that one, but I heard about that one.
I was on the other side of the building from where it happened, so I heard it.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the guy thought, okay, well, I'm on the second story. They're coming up the stairs. I need a quick egress from this building at George Air Force Base,
which isn't
in the
a safe
apartments.
AO at all.
I think it's as safe as you make it. If you're
reckless, you're gonna do something stupid. You're gonna
which is why you sign a waiver, because if you're not willing to be safe, then they can't be held responsible. Yeah. But that's not the point. The apartment complexes that we run between, and there's a lot of gunfire between the apartment complexes. Each one, used to be an apartment, so there's like a brick wall that comes up to separate each, and it's close enough to the second story that with a good amount of talent and spidey skills, you might jump out the window and land on it. Just wasn't working out for this guy, and so I think we had a broken leg, and that's the worst I've seen.
Yeah, I've never hurt myself in airsoft. I've hurt myself doing a lot of other stupid things. But
no, when we were at Irene,
yeah, we didn't see it. But I guess what happened is some kid fell down a ladder, or somebody fell down a ladder at the night game because couldn't see.
Building
couldn't
that
see,
has
and there's
ladders between the floors, and there's hatches
that
you can go up. So you go up the ladder and you open the hatch, and then you close the hatch behind you. One of the hatches was left open. He didn't see it. There was a fall. Yeah. But I didn't see that one either.
Yeah,
we were in the building though.
Yeah, we were in the area. We heard the medical calls and all that, but
because we were on this wall trying to take down these hallways to the staircase.
I don't remember, but
and that's when they called Real World, and we're all standing around for like an hour, like, what's going on?
Yeah, can't end on a somber note.
Yep. Okay. Nick L asks, or is that?
I think we've had Nick L post before.
Right.
It's amazing to see the repeat people, so I know that these people are watching over and over and
Actually,
over.
You know what? We've answered this question before. The automated Sentry guns. We talked about this.
No, there was one that was revealed. We didn't really. Did we talk about that specifically?
I swear I've seen this question before. I mean, I'm down to answer it.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Okay, Nick L asks, "What's up, Insert? What do you think of automated Sentry guns like the one revealed at SHOT Show this year?" I don't know if it was revealed at SHOT Show or if it was Iwa.
Yeah, it was Iwa.
Yeah.
And what you're referring to is
And we have
that is a
Poison
new
Airsoft.
product. We haven't talked about this, but it's like this thing where they're trying to. I don't know. I think automated things, and I think these ideas of trying to. I don't know. It just kind of defeats the purpose of airsoft, in my opinion. You know, I don't know. It just seems
I think
to
it
me,
adds an element of danger to the course.
Yeah,
It keeps it from getting boring. See, the
I think
worst
I think
thing
it's
in
more
airsoft
like-
is to become stagnant and just be this boring back and forth
Yeah.
force on force. I mean, I love shooting at people and I love getting shot at, but after a while, it's just kind of like the same old thing.
Well, a vehicle will do that, but my point is, like a vehicle with a turret that's manually controlled or whatever, even
Yeah.
an electronic controlled vehicle turret, that's fine. But just something that's just like a stationary defense or
Because you
something like
can't
that. I don't.
shoot down or something.
I mean, I don't know. I feel. I mean, I think it's more of just like doing it for the tech sake of doing it. You know, there's some people who really like to tech things, and airsoft is definitely one of those hobbies that some people. I mean, we know a few people who don't really even play anymore. All they do is just tech.
That's true.
I mean, you know, so. I don't know.
I think
maybe
they're very cool.
Yeah,
when I
it's
saw the video
cool.
of the one at Iwa, I was
Iwa, yeah.
very impressed.
Especially if it's affordable and you can put on anything. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know
we'll mount it to our quadcopter.
if it would even fly with that.
I don't think
Wouldn't
it
even
would.
get off the ground. All right, I think we're
If you're gonna do a Sentry gun, give it some limitations. You know, make sure it only fires like 12 a second at like 200 FPS. Maybe not.
I don't know.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us once again on this episode of the Not So Round Table. Join us next.
Later, Matt.
Bye. See you next week.
Matt
Damn you.
can't hear anymore. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Should I hit the siren again?